All right. Good morning, and welcome to this morning's market review. Yes, it's a wonderful time. It's another interesting day. Welcome to this morning's MMR. And I'm our anchor for today. My name is Joshua, aka Josh FX. Yes, it's nice to be here again today. Okay, so first and first, like I said, let me look at us, let me acknowledge us. Let's see. Okay, I can see Adeshola Wasiu. Good morning. Alebode said good morning. Apple Favor, good morning. Anyu Felix, Olubenga, yes, good morning to you. I can see Brown Akinola. Good morning. I can see Chinedu Osaji. Good morning. I can see Chukwuemeka Anoze. Good morning to you. I can see Clement Olalere. I can see Danyambot. Yes, this name is sounding more or less like Plateau. Good morning to you too. Dorothy Adiele, good morning. Ekpemski, good morning. Elijah Ejiabasi, yeah, good morning to you too. Good morning to Emmanuel Mills. Good morning to Isaac Ajunwo. Good morning to James Otegbayo. Good morning to Johnson Ola Chuyigbe. Yes. Good morning to Joseph Edo Diawere. Okay, so for that particular name, Mr. Joseph, yes, pardon me. Yeah, I'm unable to pronounce it very well. So the best thing is for me to just yeah, let me apologize for that. Okay. Um Yes, good morning to Kenny Ade. Good morning to Mandu Timothy. Good morning to Ojela Bisonde. Good morning to Oji Cyril. Good morning to Ola Ola. Good morning to Olariwa Jubenga. Good morning, Oluremi Ajibola. Good morning, Patience Mark Angeline. Good morning, Samuel Elliott. Yes. Good morning to Soji Farutimi. Good morning, Soyemi Adeleke. Okay. Good morning to Victoria Okoro, Williams Aja. Yusuf Abdul Kader. Good morning to each and every one of you. So, if I didn't mention your name, it means you're just joining us this morning. Okay. So, but all the same, kindly note that I acknowledge you. I acknowledge you. Yes. Good morning to everybody. I hope we had a restful night. Yes. So yes, Yusuf Abdul Kader, you're saying, please, why the delay? Well, you know, sometimes we do have unforeseen circumstances. You understand? The network could glitch and all the likes like that. And we try our best. Yes, we try our possible best to get back online. Now, this is way beyond our own capacity too sometimes. If the network provider is not maybe they are having a glitch from their own end, it will also affect us. Just like, okay, let's give an instance. I don't want to mention any network provider, but once that network goes down, you're unable to make a call and every other, irrespective of whether you have an important call to make. You understand? So it happens once a time in a while. But all the same, from our own end, we will not say that is justice enough for us not to start when we're supposed to start. So at the same time, sorry for that. Okay. Good morning to every one of you. Yeah, Victoria Okoro, good morning to you. Emmanuel Mills, good morning. Dorothy Adele, good morning. Peter Ayola, good morning to you. I really appreciate every one of you. Okay, so first thing first, quickly, just to know that everybody is able to hear me loud and clear from their own end, I would like one or two, or at most three people to just kindly drop it on the chat section. Just come the message loud and clear, so I'll know you can hear me clearly. Then we'll take it up from there. If you can hear me clearly from your own end, please kindly drop it for me there, loud and clear. Oh, thank you very much, Clement Olalere, loud and clear. Peter Ayola, loud and clear. Elijah Ejiagbasi, loud and clear. Yusuf Abdelkadir, loud and clear. Ayin Felix, loud and clear. Oh, thank you very much. I really appreciate this. In fact, your response is actually giving me more boost and more morale to speak. It's increasing my strength. Whoa, hey, Shina, you're saying loud and clear. Thank you very much. Okay, so quickly, without wasting our time, we're going to be pushing straight. Yes. So it means everybody can hear me from their own end. So if you're unable to hear me where you are, if you're unable to hear me where you are, it means the issue is not from my own end now. So I'll kindly advise you switch off your device, you on it again, or you change your location. That will help you to be able to hear me loud and clear. Okay? Thank you very much for that. So right away, we'll move into the real deal. Moving straight. So first thing first, we'll be looking at fundamentals. Yes, I would like to look at the market fundamentally, to look at the important news we're going to be having coming out this morning. So first thing first, I am sharing my screen from my own end, and I believe you can all see me clearly from your end. So this morning, interestingly, we are having some high impact news coming out today. Interesting news coming out today that is really, we actually expect it to move the market. You understand? First thing first, for all the CNY, we have the bank holiday, and even for euros, we have German bank on holiday. So well, on our platform, we do not trade the Chinese yuan, so yes, we don't not need to bother about that. Then for the euros, the German bank are on holiday all day. All right, so around 5 minutes after 2 this morning, the Bank of Japan governor Ueda spoke this morning, and yes, that on its own can actually move the market. You can see based on the folder is a high impact news. Then by 10:40 a.m. this morning, we're going to be expecting President Lagarde. She's going to be speaking. That's the ECB president. And like we all know, being that she is a strong personnel of the market, from their own end, she's the European president for their bank. You understand? So she has a high say, strong say on that market. Whenever she speaks, the market is going to be moving. So we also have another important news coming out today, but they are saying tentative. That's for the NFP. They are saying tentative. Yes, interestingly, on forexfactory.com, you can even see it is saying the US government data may be impacted by this shutdown. Tentative events are subject to delay, revision, or cancellation. So it means they might release that news or not. As of yesterday, you discover that there was unemployment claims was about to be released. Yes, it was also posted on the site that okay, they were going to release that particular data. But after a while, we discovered that it was taken away because it was showing tentative. It means they didn't report that information yesterday. But well, whether the news is being given or not, that does not stop the market from moving, because as of yesterday too, the market still moved. In fact, interestingly, the market has been moving from beginning of the week from on different instruments. And yes, today is not going to be an exception. Today is not going to be left out. We are still going to make it. Yes, you're going to make much more profit from that market. All right. So don't look at it like, oh, because there's no information coming out on USD fundamental. Without fundamentals, the market will still move. Yes, so because some of us might be looking at it like, oh, because news is not coming out on USD, NFP, the news is not being released. I'm not sure. No. Don't look at it that way. We have a lot of ways you can look at the market technically, and you see the market moving. All right. So by 2:20 p.m., news is also going to be on GBP. That's BOE governor. That's Governor Bailey is going to be speaking. Then by 3 p.m., we are having the ISM service PMI on the USD. That's going to be released too by that time. But yes, one of the things we also need to know is this. Before I move on, I was saying it that this month, the market is going to be moving and it's going to be interesting. And yes, you discover that right from the very 1st of October, the market has been moving on some certain instruments. It's been giving us, in fact, right from Monday itself, the market had already started moving. But one of the impact of the market we are seeing is due to what the US government data, which, in fact, talking about the shutdown, that alone is affecting the market. But yes, whether it affects the market or not, the market is going to pick a direction. The US government shutdown is going to affect the market one way or the other. Either the market goes up or come down. That's one interesting thing for us. All right, so before I move on, we look at the currency strength meter. Now, I have two currency strength meter here. I have this particular one, currency strength meter.org. On this particular one, you refresh it yourself manually. So it's going to show you the strength of the currency strength meter as it is. You can see based on what we are seeing now, the strongest of all the instrument is AUD and NZD. You understand? Followed by euros. But you can see on euros, it's showing you the red arrow showing that the strength is dropping, followed by GBP showing that the strength is also what dropping, followed by USD and Canadian dollars also showing that the strength is what is dropping. Then we have the CHF, which is also dropping to. Then the weakest of all is JPY. That's as of this morning. That's on this particular currency strength meter. But at the same time, I'm going to show us another one. This particular currency strength meter, look at it, it says currencystrengthzone.com. You see this particular currency strength meter is interesting. Do you know why? It automatically updates itself every 10 seconds. Every 10 seconds. And the interesting part of it is it shows you the strength of each currency based on what time frames. Based on time frames, you can see based on 1 hour time frame, you can see it on AUD, GBP. That's it. I can change it to 15 minutes. If I change it to 15 minutes, can you see? It will show you the strength of the currency based on that time frame. If you change it to 5 minutes, it will show you the strength of that currency. If you change it to 4 hours, the same way it is. It can show you the strength of each currency based on what? On time frames. So if you want to use this, kindly go to the site currencystrengthzone.com, currencystrengthzone.com. So this on its own, automatically it refreshes itself. Okay, so that's that for that. Now we're going to be looking at the market technically. Let's see what is happening in the market technically. First thing first, we're going to start with currencies, and on currencies, then once we start on currencies, we see what next is going to be happening. All right. So yes, let's start. I'll share my screen from my own end now. Now you all know me. I love currency so much. So yes, you know the deal. I start with currencies. From currencies, then we move to commodities to indices. After which I give us the opportunity to drop some of the currencies you want us to look at, or be it commodity or anyone you want us to analyze together. We'll do that. So first thing first, Euro USD. Yes, I'm starting with Euro USD. Let's look at Euro USD. Look at what this instrument is doing. So I'm zooming out now. Yes, this is on my 1 hour time frame. Now, based on what we're seeing on daily time frame, we'll discover that Euro USD has actually gone up for a while. And in fact, based on some of the informations we are getting, there's still going to be a strong movement on this currency, based on the fact that currently now the information is there's going to be a shutdown in the US economy. You understand? And if there's a shutdown, it means, yes, this market is also going to what? Is also going to move. So what am I trying to say to us? What am I trying to say? What I'm trying to say is this. For those of you that you might feel that, oh, you do not have enough deposit in your account, or yes, you have enough deposit in your account, please, this is the best time to make this sweet opportunity of what? Making profit. Yes, is the best time for you to make this opportunity. You understand? Because based on fundamentals, informations are already coming that are giving us pointers that the market is going to move. And for some of this information, it could help you to know that this market is going to move in a particular direction. So one of the things I would advise you to do is this. You do not have good funds in your account. Please kindly fund your account. I'm not going to tell you this is how you're going to do it, but yes, you know it. Opportunities like this might not come in a long while, but if you're seeing it, it's going to be so painful that you saw the opportunity you were told and you didn't take it. That's the main thing. So the best thing is take this opportunity while you're seeing it now. Now the real truth is this: to make money, you need more money. You understand? To make money, you need money. So I'll advise you to do that. Yes, that's that on that. Okay. So yes, on this part, you look at it on the daily time frame, the market is actually moving up. Now you can see that based on what we're seeing currently now, it's more or less like this market is like ranging. It's ranging, it's moving sideways. This is on daily time frame. So therefore, it means after a while, it's going to pick a direction. And once it picks a direction, it's going to move in that line. Just like we know, we always tell you that the market, whenever it moves sideways, it's correcting itself. Once it picks a direction, you follow. That's on the daily time frame. But let's look at it on the 1 hour time frame. Look at what the market has done. Yesterday, the market price came down to a particular zone. Okay, so let's look at this zone. Dropped down to this point, created a zone here, which we are all seeing. And if you look at it based on past experience, that point was also a zone before. Price came and respected it. Now pushed back up. And where price is currently is also another zone. It's also another zone. So on this point now, this is what I'm going to give into us. Look at it this way. If this market price is able to break above this particular section successfully, then I expect the price on Euro USD to be bullish. And if it is bullish, you discover that price has been having issues around this point. So there's a possibility price can get to this point and struggles. But once price gets to that point and is able to break above this point again successfully, then we should expect the market price to be bullish and it could get up to this particular zone at the top. So on Euro USD, I'm expecting price to be bullish this morning. That's my preference. I'm expecting price to be bullish. But if it's going to be bullish, let's hold on for it to break above this part. And if possible, there could be a retest. And once there's a retest and it doesn't break back into that zone, please expect it to be bullish. But yes, in fact, my take, bullish. My take, bullish. Euro USD, I'm expecting it to go up. That's my take on Euro USD. All right, let's move to GBP USD. Let's look at what is happening on GBP USD. Let's see what that currency is saying as of this morning. Okay, so we're together. Let's go. All right, GBP USD. Yes, I'm on GBP USD. I'm on GBP USD now. So on GBP USD, what's it doing? What's that currency doing on GBP USD? Okay, so based on what we're saying, let's look at it on daily time frame. Zoom in out now. You discover that even on GBP USD, price has gone up. This is on my daily time frame. Price has gone up, and now price is more or less like it's moving sideways. It's moving sideways. And like we all know, just what I said some few minutes ago, some few seconds ago, I said, whenever you see the market moving sideways, it means it is what? It's trying to correct itself. And after correction, it's going to pick a direction. And once it picks a direction, it's going to move in that line. And for instance, to make it interesting, this is on daily time frame. And you know, whatever the market says on daily time frame, it has a strong say than the lower time frames. You understand? And some of the interesting things that we need to understand is this: whenever you see a trend on a higher time frame, best thing you can do is to go to your lower time frame and begin to look out for opportunities to follow in that line of the trend. Interesting. Okay, so let's go to our 1 hour time frame and see what is happening. All right, so on our 1 hour time frame now, okay, we can see that price has gotten to a particular point, and this point is a strong zone for price. So you want to go bullish from this particular point. I'm expecting price on GBP USD to actually go bullish. I'm expecting it to go bullish based on what I'm saying. I'm expecting it to go bullish, but this is it here. Wait for this man to break this point. Wait for it to break this point. And once it breaks above this point, I'm expecting it to push up. I'm expecting price to push up. This is it. Because if you look at it based on what we were saying from the last time, all these points that price has gotten to, it has rejected it. It respected it. Look at when it got to this point, it ranged a little, broke it, then pushed to this high, came back down, broke into this 20 point, and respected this zone based on the last information. It still respected this point. Now it's pushing back. I'm expecting it to break above this point and push up. So yes, GBP USD, I'm also expecting a bullish move. The only reason why I won't expect it to go bullish is if it's unable to break above this part. But once it breaks above this part, the bulls take the market. They take charge of the market. You understand? So yes, I'm expecting that market price to what? To move up. That's that. All right, so we're done with GBP USD. Let's look at USD card. Let's look at what is happening on USD card. USD card. Let's see. Okay, so once we're done with USD card, we'll move to USD CHF, after which we move to USD JPY. Okay, all right, so I'm with us, USD card. USD card. Okay, on USD card now, let's look at it on daily time frame. I'm zooming out. So yes, so based on what we're seeing on USD card, yes, due to the trade war between USD and between the American government and the Canadian government, there's been a really, really strong struggle between the two currencies, right? But based on what we're saying now, you discover this is on daily time frame. Price had gone up a while, came back down, showing the strength of Canadian dollar due to that struggle. Now price is trying to push up on USD card. This is on daily time frame. But yes, it has gone to a particular zone now, and on look at it on my daily time frame here. This is that zone, and price is actually having issues there. And the last time price got there, price came down before it got to this low, after which it respected this particular point and reversed back up. On USD card as of this morning, I should be expecting the market to go down. This is on daily time frame, yes. On my daily time frame, I should expect the price to go down. But let's look at it on the lower time frame and see what is happening. So on the lower time frame now, so on the lower time frame, I'm expecting price to still come down. I'm expecting price to come down based on what I am seeing. Based on what I am seeing. Based on what I'm seeing, I'm expecting price to come down. This is on my 1 hour time frame. Yes, I'm expecting price to come down. But for me to go bearish, let's wait for price to break below this zone. If price is able to close below this zone successfully, then we should expect price to be what? Bearish. The market is, in fact, I just feel today is a strong day and the market is going to be directional. And because it is going to be directional, for those of us that are part of this morning's market review, I will say, yes, we are lucky. Yes, we've gotten it this morning. So let's just get ready. For those that have not done the needful, the needful. Please do the needful. Yes, the market as of today is going to be directional. So let's take on this opportunity. You understand? Okay. All right. So let's move to the next instrument. Let's move to the next instrument, which is USD CHF. Let's see what is happening on USD CHF. USD CHF. Let's see what is happening on CHF. One of the interesting things about CHF is this. You discover that CHF is actually stronger than USD. If you look at it based on long-term frames, whether on weekly, daily, or monthly, you discover that for a long time, right from time, USD CHF has been bearish. It's been going down, more lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. So I'm not expecting any difference again. In the SM light, I'm still expecting price to drop. That's my take. I will still go with that preference. Yes, I will expect it to what? To drop. So on USD CHF, I'm expecting price to drop. This is on my daily time frame. Yes, but yes, based on my bias, I'm still expecting price to drop. Yes, I'm expecting price to drop. So best in best is, yeah, let me zoom out so we can look at the best point on what we're saying. Based on where we're saying it here, our advice, we wait for this market price. If it's able to break below this particular section successfully, we can go bearish. We can go bearish. Once it breaks below this point successfully, we can go bearish, because on this market, I'm expecting that currency to go down. USD CHF, I'm going bearish with it. Bearish with it. All right. So that's that on USD CHF. Let's look at USD JPY. What is happening? So one interesting thing I want us to look at is on USD JPY, since on Monday of this week, since Monday of this week, that currency has actually been strong. JPY has been strong, and that's why we saw that bearish, strong bearish move. It's just been moving down, 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 down. For those that would have seen it on the daily time frame, if you look at it, it's more or less like an evening star on the daily time frame here. And look at it, pushed down massively, coming down, pushing down, pushing down, pushing down. I'm still expecting it to go down. In fact, if I'm going to look at it based on my own bias, even though it's giving us another another kind of information here, because you can see there's a zone here, and we discovered that the price gave a bullish candle on candle one here. This is on daily time frame. So are we expecting it to go further up? Well, let's see. Let's look at our 1 hour time frame. Based on what we are saying, I just feel it's a minor pullback. I feel it's a minor pullback. So I'm still expecting a bearish move on USD JPY. I'm expecting a strong bearish move on USD JPY. I'll pitch my tent with the bears. I expect the market to go down, except if otherwise, if maybe the news, which is tentative, they don't know if they are going to release it, gets released, then we can expect another thing. Nobody knows the direction of that market, you understand? But yes, once that market is being released, then we should expect a strong move on USD JPY. In fact, all the US pairs, once that news is released, we should expect a strong move. So yes, that's that on USD JPY. Just like I've said, I'm expecting a bearish move on USD JPY. Okay. All right. Let's look at another currency pair. I'll look at NZD USD and AUD USD. Yeah. I think once I'm done with that, the next thing is to go to commodities. Yes. Let's look at NZD USD first. Then we go to AUD USD. As of this morning, based on what we're seeing on the currency strength meter, we discovered that NZD and AUD are the strongest, right? So let's look at NZD first, NZD USD. All right, Brown Akiola, I can see you raising your hand. Please drop the chart for me. Drop it for me as a chart on the chat section. Just drop it for me. So once I see it, I'll respond to it. Drop it for me as a chart. Thank you. All right. So NZD USD, I'm expecting a bullish move. Yes. And you can see that move is so strong. It's massive. It's massive. This is a strong movement. And based on what we are seeing on this trend, we're also seeing, look at it. Based on what we are seeing a push to the upside. It's pushing to the upside. So yes, I'm expecting that bullish move. Based on the trend we are seeing, I'm expecting a bullish move. I'm expecting a bullish move. So yes, now that I'm expecting a bullish move, one of the things I'll advise us is this. Let's look out for the possible zone around that point. So we'll know exactly when to enter for that bullish trade. Because the real truth is this, it's not about the market just going up. your entry also matters. Your entry point matters. So look out for the best entry point around here. So now price is getting to this zone here. So there's possibility that price might get might struggle around that zone. Price might struggle around that zone. But if price is able to break above this zone successfully, then we can go bullish with it. Yes. Okay, so that's that on NZD USD. Let's look at AED USD. AED USD, I feel it's in the same line. Also, it's also giving us that bullish move. So yes, I should expect the market to push up AED USD. Not to stay too long on that information. I'm expecting a bullish move on AUD USD. AUD USD, I'm expecting a bullish move. Okay. All right. Uh All right. So Brown Akiola said on break above or below. Does that break have a okay? I didn't get the full word you're writing there. Is it major break or just any minor break? Now, the real truth is this: when you're talking about the market price breaking above a zone, it is not just about moving up. Okay, so let me give you an instance. Let me give you an instance. Let's see if I may. Okay, so now look at let's come back to GBP USD. Can you see that it's going above that particular point that I've marked out for us? Now that does not mean it has broken above that point. That it has gone above the line doesn't mean it has broken above, it has broken that zone. No. For it to break that zone successfully or completely, it means it needs to close outside. At its, it is up now. You understand? Let it close above this point successfully. Then you can say, and stays there. That's when you say, okay, price has broken a zone. But now it could still be a fake movement coming into this point. It can come as high as this point and reverses back and closes below the zone that has been marked out. It still hasn't broken that point. It means it's just is respecting that zone. So when you're talking about price breaking a zone, it should close outside, either above the point or below it successfully. That's when you say, yes, price has broken above or broken below a particular zone. Okay, I want to believe I've been able to answer that question. All right, so let's go to commodities. Let's look at commodities for now. Commodities. So first on the list is gold. Where is gold going to? That's the next question. Where is gold going to? Wow. So gold has actually been doing some interesting, giving us some interesting vibes, movement, and the likes. And for me, I said I am emphasizing that the price of gold is going to 4,000. Yes, it is going to 4,000. But one interesting thing we need to understand is this, which I always advise us to look out for, is, I'll repeat it. I said, on gold, you discover that for a long time, price has been pushing up. It's more of a buying instrument than a selling instrument on gold. So in situations like this that you've discovered the trend, what should you look out for? Look out for a possible position in line with what? The trend. That is one. So as of this morning, you can see that price is trying to push back up. Yesterday, there was a massive drop in price of gold, after which it started pushing back up. When price gets to a new high, now let me show you something. Okay, where's my crosshair? So look at, as of yesterday, price got to 3,896.84. That's a new high. And one of the things you need to know is this: when price gets to a new high, there's every possibility that price will drop. After which you see price reversing back. So it did that pullback. And as of this morning, what I'm expecting is price to go bullish on gold. Now, want to go bullish for gold, hold on for it to break above this point successfully. Based on where it is now, let it break above this point successfully. Breaks above this point successfully, you can go bullish with gold. Yes, I'll expect you to go bullish with gold. You understand? Go bullish with gold. In fact, as of this, well, let's move on. Let's move on. Gold, go bullish. That's my take. Let's look at oil. The next instrument we'll be looking at is oil. Let's see what oil is doing. Whoa, whoa. Look at the way oil is moving. Oil has been dropping. You know, I think, yes, on Monday I was saying it. For those that were with me on Monday, I said, price of oil is going to drop. I'm expecting it to drop because oil is one commodity that around the world now, the quantity is on the high side. is on the high side. So I'm expecting the price to drop. And that's what we've been seeing. Look at it. It's been dropping, dropping, dropping. Let me zoom out. This is on 1 hour time frame. Look at the way it's been dropping. It's been dropping, dropping, dropping. And I'm still, in fact, based on what we're seeing, this is just a minor pull back to the upside. I'm still expecting it to drop. I'm still expecting the price to drop. Price of oil, I'm expecting it to drop. So I'll pitch my tent with the bears, but let's look at it on daily time frame. So based on what we're seeing on daily time frame, yes, price is also showing this on candle zero. We can see that as of this morning, it opened bullish. It opened bullish. So I feel this is just a minor pull back to the upside, but I'm still expecting price to drop. I'll still go bearish with oil. So my take on oil is bearish. I'll prefer to go bearish on oil. All right. So let's look at one more commodity. Let's look at one more commodity. Let's look at one more commodity. So the next commodity I'll be looking at is wheat. Let's look at wheat. Wheat. So looking at wheat now, interesting. Interesting. This is wheat. I remember on Monday when I was taking this money market review, I told us this is an irregular movement. It gapped up to this point, and I told us that this market is going to drop. And look at it. For all those that would have agreed with me on Monday and decided to go bearish, I'm very sure you will see that they would have made a massive profit, massive amount from this point. Look at it from this point. Imagine you entered your bearish move from this particular point when we saw it on Monday, and you were able to hold it down to this point. Now, based on what we're seeing, look at the amount of points it moved. It moved 1,744 points. That's massive on its own. Now, the real truth is this. Before I move on, before you can trade commodity, you know what that means. You need to have some good sum in your trading account. So I'll kindly advise again, you want to trade commodity, please increase your funds in your trading account. For those that would have done that, I'm very, very sure they would have smiled to the bank now. They would have smiled to the bank. But with that being said, let's look at what is happening as of this morning on wheat. Looking at the way wheat is going, it's trying to push back. It's trying to push back. If we look at it generally, we can really say, okay, so from this point where it gapped from this minor point to this up point, we can say, yes, price has tried to cover for that space, even though not fully, but yes, it has tried to cover for it. And now it's pushing back to the upside. So the main thing is, if I'm going to go bearish, based on what I'm seeing, I'll wait for price. If price wants to come back up to this point, I'll wait for it to either get to this point, then I can decide to move bearish. But looking at it on 1 hour time frame, you can see that it's more or less like it's moving sideways. So if it's moving sideways, it means it's ranging. And if it is ranging, like we all know, we say a ranging market is a correction market. So we should expect it to pick a direction once it's done ranging. So whichever direction it picks, our advice will follow in that line. That's that on wheat. That's that on wheat. So the next thing is, let's move to the index market. Let's move to the index market right away. Index market. So we're looking at okay, we look at US 100, we look at US 30, we look at US 500, and also look at US 2000. All right, okay, with us. All right, US 30, then US 2000. Good and fine. All right, so with us now. Start it this way. Okay. So we'll start with US 30, then we'll move to US 100. So on US 30 now, we discover the price of this market is bullish. Now you can see that price is actually going back up. Remember, it got to this high, and when it got to that high, it started coming down. Yes, because that was the highest point it has ever got into, or that's the highest point it has ever got into. Now we can see that immediately it was done with the pullback. It now started going back up. And yes, I'm expecting it to still push up on US 30. I'm expecting that bullish move on US 30. On US 30, I'm expecting a bullish move. Yes, I'm expecting a bullish move. Based on what we're saying, I would prefer to go bullish on US 30. this morning. That's my take on US 30. Let's look at US 100 too. Okay, so on US 100, let's see, based on what it is daily time frame. On my daily time frame, in fact, let me zoom out. So yes, this is really, really the way it is. I'm pitching my tent to the bulls on all the US stocks and everything. But one of the reasons why I will also say we need to be very, very careful to watch out, because yes, price could also drop, is due to the factor of what the US government shut down. You understand? And if they're shutting down, this could also affect their economy. So let's watch out for this market. Let's watch out for it. It's going to be directional. It's going to be directional. But one of it is we need to be very, very calm in placing our move. You understand? But yes, this market is going to be very, very directional. And if I'm to pick my own push or need to, you always, just like I've said, based on the trend, I'll say it's going bullish. That's my own preference. Okay. But never say never. All right, US 500. US 500 has gotten to that high, did a pullback. Now it's pushing up to create a new high. So I'm expecting the price to push up too on US 500. In fact, on all the index, even 2002, I'm expecting the market to what? To push up. I'm expecting it to push up. Remember, let's look at it based on what we were saying on 2000. When it got to this high, you understand what happened? It did a pullback. And after that pullback, now it's back to that same point. I'm expecting it to be bullish. In fact, it's going to break that point and it will go higher. That's my take on US 2000. I'm expecting a strong bullish move on that particular instrument too. A strong bullish move on that instrument too, to the upside. Yes. Okay. So that's that on US 2000. Then let's look at the German stocks. Once we're done with the German stocks, I'll come back and look at all the instruments that you want us to look at one after the other. Okay. So for the German stocks, let's look at DE40. Okay. What's this saying as of this morning? DE40. All right. So on the German stocks, discovered that price got to a new high and did what? A pullback. So I'm expecting that around this point now, we should have price going back up around where price is now. I'm expecting price to go back up based on what we're seeing. You understand? If you look at it on daily time frame, price has actually gone up on daily time frame. Okay. So, based on what we're seeing now, you can see it has given us exactly a double top. And if it's giving us a double top, what should we expect? We should expect what? A bearish move. That's based on technicals. We should expect a bearish move. So in that line, we can expect that the market might drop down a little. Yes, we should expect the market could go down on that line. You understand? If it's giving us that double bottom, that's why you can see it on my daily time frame. You can see it clearly. It's showing that double top. So on a double top, we should expect a bearish move on that. We should expect a bearish move. Okay. So that's that on DE40. All right. So let's see. All right. Okay. So Victor Edojo, you talked about DE40. Now let's look at the next instrument that you want us to look at. Let's look at silver. Let's look at silver that you've dropped. And just like I've said before, silver is also a safe haven. It's one of the metals, precious metals in the market. It's more or less like gold. But the main reason why a lot of people are in gold, you see, is because gold moves. Moves very well. But you see, silver too also moves in that line. It's also what more of a bullish instrument. It's more of a bullish instrument. In fact, based on what we are seeing now, can we see it? Where is silver going? It's pushing up. You can see it is pushing up. It got to a new high, and on getting to that new high, it pulled back down. And if you look at this, is almost the same movement gold gave to us. If you look at the chart, what are you expecting on this instrument too? I'm expecting a bullish move on silver. That's my take. My preference is bullish on silver. All right. All right. So let's look at the next instrument, which is GBP JPY. Yes. Dropped it there that we should look at GBP JPY. Let's look at GBP JPY. So on GBP JPY, you discover that it's actually been bearish since Monday. Yes, just like we said, that particular currency has been strong for a while. JPY has been strong, and that's why. And GBP weak since Monday. And if you look at it, it's been dropping massively. You understand? Based on what we're saying on 1 hour time frame, it's been dropping. Look at the way it dropped. It dropped consecutively for 4 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Now, today being Friday, are we expecting it to drop in that line? It could drop in that line. It could drop in that line. Yes, it could. It could. Based on that trend, we can have it dropping down. If you're looking at it now, look at my fixed zone here. You can see that price has gotten to that point and is expecting it. So there's a possibility that price can still go back down. Yes. So as far as price does not break above this point on GBP JPY, then we should expect a bearish move on GBP JPY. But if it breaks above it successfully, we can have a reversal back to the upside on GBP JPY. All right. So let's look at Euro JPY too. Yeah, you're requesting for that Euro JPY, Euro JPY, Euro JPY. All right, Euro JPY it is. I'm on Euro JPY, and Euro JPY too is giving us the same vibes like GBP JPY. But if you look at it now, you can see that price is dropping, showing that JPY is gaining strength. JPY is gaining strength. And if that is possible for you to go bearish on this particular market, on this particular instrument, hold on for it to break below this part successfully. If it breaks below this part successfully, go bearish with Euro JPY. Yes. Then CHF JPY. Let's look at CHF JPY. Let's see what is happening on CHF JPY. I'm with you on that too. CHF JPY. CHF JPY. I'm with us. All right, CHF JPY. So if you look at CHF JPY too, based on what we're saying, price wants to start coming down. Look at it. From this high, it came down to this low before it reversed back, ranged a little. Now we can see that price is trying to push back to this downside. So based on what we're saying, it has respected this zone, right? If you are able to see it very well, it has respected that point and it's coming down. So if price wants to go down, we should expect it to break below these parts. If it's able to close below this part successfully, then we can go bearish. But if that does not happen, we should expect that that point should now be a zone and price could reverse back up and break above that point, pushing up, 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 up. So the last instrument we'll be looking at for today, the last instrument we're looking at for today is Euro AUD, after which we'll call it a day. Yes, Euro AUD is the last instrument I'm looking at. Euro AUD is the last instrument I will be looking at. Euro AUD. Let's look at it. So basically on Euro AUD, we can see it on 1 hour that yes, price is just moving between these 2 points. This is point 1, this point, and this other point here. So it's giving us that 2 zones. So it's either it breaks up above this point because price has respected these 2 zones for a while, or it breaks below this point. Okay, so it's either it breaks up or below this point. So if it breaks below this point, we should expect it to be bearish. But you can see that even candle zero is respecting that point. So for now, it's just between these 2 points. Wait for it to pick a direction, then you follow. If it picks a direction and you follow, I want to believe that yes, you'll be able to make your own little profit from this market. You make your own little profit from this market. All right, all in all, before I leave, I'm also going to be giving us other opportunities because it's not just about trading this market alone. There are other opportunities you can also make profit from our platform. So please kindly note that we have our copy trading system now, which is also what is also strong. You understand? Now you can also be a provider. You can also be a provider now. In fact, based on the latest update, you understand, we have better spreads for you there. You understand? So you can be a provider, you trade that market and you make good profit for yourself. For those that follow you, yes, you know how it is. And well, part of the terms and conditions for it is fund your trading account and you place at least a trade. You can apply to be a provider after that, and yes, you be a provider. You know what that means if you're a provider to their terms and conditions. To even get better and more information on this, please communicate with your account manager to give you more information on that. But at the same time, I also advise you, please and please, this market is going to be very, very directional. For those that do not have funds in their trading account, please fund your trading account. Thank you very much. Do have a lovely weekend ahead. Bye for now.